You doubt my power? Now, I will show you why I am the most powerful practitioner of psychokinesis and telepathy in the world. No, there's no need for words, Snake. I'm Mantis.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Metal Gear Solid Integral. It's been a while since we last played this game as usual. The last time we were here, we had just defeated Cyborg Ninja and saved Otacon's ass, and now we get to go meet up with Meryl. I actually restarted the recording because I thought I had texture smoothing off because it looks so rough, but apparently no, it's just the way it is. So yeah, it just looks like this since it's a PS1 game. And look at the good old-fashioned PS1 right there in all this blocky glory. So yeah, now we have to go meet up with Meryl. We got another keycard. We got a level 4 keycard this time, so that lets us explore some rooms that we couldn't get into before. This guy has expired. Finally, he was alive when we first entered the fight. Now the bad thing about the keycard here is that it's not like Metal Gear Solid 2 where you can wield it automatically. It's it's automatically equipped. Here you actually have to select the card, which means you can't do anything else while you have the card equipped. Now I don't remember oh damn, we forgot the god damn, we forgot the conversation with Natasha and the Colonel. God damn it. I wonder if we can still access it. Man, we're just messing up right from the beginning. Maybe we can still access it. Let's see.
Otacon said that now it's possible to design and test new types of nuclear weapons in a virtual simulation without ever exploding a nuclear device. Is that true?
Yes, it is true. Since the establishment of DART and NEEF early in the 21st century, there has been a wealth of data concerning nuclear fission and fusion. There is also much data accumulated from the nuclear tests conducted over the last 4 decades. With the processing speed of today's supercomputers, they can design a new nuclear weapon through virtual reality computer simulations.
You like how he's already started to call him Otacon, even though he doesn't really have to. I think he's starting to like him whether he wants to admit it or not.
Well, it looks like you've rescued Emmerich for the time being.
Yeah, with that stealth camouflage, he should be able to hide safely. Gray Fox. I can't believe it. But the real problem is your niece. The way the codec got cut off like that has me worried. Something must have happened to her.
You're worried about Meryl?
Not exactly. It's just that she's holding the detonation code override keys. They're our last chance of stopping that nuclear launch.
You're a cold man. Your mission is more important than the life of your companions?
This is war. Survival is the name of the game. Sometimes you have to be cold to survive.
Yes, but...
Snake, either way, I want you to find Meryl as soon as possible.
I understand.
Naomi's such a drama queen. I mean, even though Snake is a professional soldier, he obviously didn't mean it like that. He just meant that Meryl's another soldier, so she should be able to take care of herself, but she's also still outnumbered by the soldiers here. I really want to get this finished because I want to play Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3. Watching someone play Delta has really got me inspired to play Metal Gear Solid 3 again. But before that, we have to do 2. Gotta go in order, so I gotta get this done so we can actually move on to Metal Gear Solid 2, because that's actually a really fun game and it's really improved. God damn! God damn it. Ah! Really? Really? Damn, it ruined our streak of not getting caught. I wonder if we can restart. Let's see if we can restart. I'm gonna try something.
Autocom.
Alright, here we are again. I restarted. Let's hope this goes well. I've never done this before in a recording using the pause function on Elgato. I usually just either do shorter videos or also split videos in two if they're really long. Never really pause because I had issues with it before when I was first trying out the software, but let's see if this goes well. I just really didn't want to lose the streak of not getting caught just because we got caught by that stupid security camera over there. So hopefully it goes better this way. At least they gave us a chance to try out the pause function, I guess. I keep forgetting that camera is there, because you can destroy it with with the Stinger missile, but we don't have that just yet. I guess maybe also if we have the sniper rifle, but we don't have that yet either, so there's no way to destroy that right now. So we just gotta toss a good old chaff grenade and let them deal with it. Here we go. There we go. Let's toss another one. Nope. Toss another one just in case. Got the night vision goggles, nice. And one more. There we go. Now we're done. Let's get the hell out of here. There's nothing in there. Nothing but trouble. We can go in here. Oh crap, we're about to die. I didn't even realize we had the mask off. That sucks. That's one benefit of Metal Gear Solid 2. We can have other equipment, you know, equipped without needing to sacrifice anything. We're gonna have to get some more chaff grenades. I know there's some Nikita missiles in there, but whatever. Like, we got all the rations we need. Yeah, we got 12 Nikita missiles. We're not even gonna use that, so there's no point in going there. Those might be chaff grenades now that I think about it, but whatever. We'll come back for them next time when we can actually take out the cameras and not have to deal with that bullshit. Okay, so we gotta find Meryl. How are you all doing? I talked about this a bit on the Spiral video, but things are not going good with the usual betting that we do. We're gonna linger here for a while because I wanna be able to explore the room without surprising her. Because if you rush in after her, there's a little surprise that you get. Look at this angle. That's a pretty cool screenshot right there. Look at that. She's taking her sweet ass time to come over here. So I'm noticing the recording's a little delayed because of the I guess because I paused it. I hope it doesn't affect the consistency of the recording. Like, I hope everything's actually synced up properly. Okay, here she goes. We're gonna go over and explore. That's how you can tell it's her, because of the little wiggle that her hips do. She's gonna be in there for a while. Oh shit, here comes the other guy. Just hiding here for a while. It's actually pretty easy to avoid her. You just kind of have to stay out of the way. Basically, just hide in the rooms until they're gone. I want to get the cold medicine from in there, even though we're not going to need it for a long time, but I still want to get it. Ooh, we almost got caught right there. Damn. Use the box. God damn it. Ooh. Really?
Mr. Box.
God damn it, come on.
Get out of the way.
Oh, come on. God damn it. There goes a perfect streak. Shit. You know what, let's take a look at... Okay, so that one was a 4. It was a 4. Let's restart this again. Yeah, because I want to try to get caught as few times as possible. So let's just restart this. And we're back. Thankfully, we did not have any issues with the recording being paused, like I've had a couple times a few years ago. Everything seemed alright, but yeah, we're going to restart and try to keep our sneaking streak going pretty much. Is that Meryl? No. That's someone else. What I think we're going to do is we're going to eliminate the guards. First off, we're going to save here, so that we don't have to keep redoing the
What can
whole...
I do for you,
First section all over again. So we're gonna save here. There we go.
Mei Ling, how did you get into this line of work?
The truth is, I always wanted to become a fighter pilot. I fell in love with jets watching them in the movies.
You'd be surprised how many people say the same thing.
But I didn't want to kill people. That's when I heard that the US Air Force needed people to do BDAs, battle damage assessments.
And those are the guys whose job it is to confirm how successful a bombing run was.
Yeah, so I started to do research into aerial photography and air intelligence. I made it my major.
But there are no pilots who only do BDAs.
That's right. But by the time I learned that, I was already an expert in my field.
So that's understandable. She wanted to fly a plane, but she didn't want to actually go out and kill enemy soldiers. That's understandable. A lot of people said it made more sense for her not to have an accent in Twin Snakes because she was raised in America. But the thing is, I kind of liked her accent before because some people said it was stereotypical, but I think it was actually quite charming. It gave Snake's team an international flavor that just generic voice acting doesn't have. It really made it seem like more of a spy film compared to how they all sound in the remake, where Nastasha doesn't have a heavy accent. I think she does have one, but it's lighter, and then Mei Ling just sounds like a typical American teenager, and it's just like obviously Naomi sounds less British, and it's just it loses a bit of a flavor in the remake. Although I'd still like to play that game on modern consoles that they reported it, but it's not. It's like I said, I actually prefer this. I actually prefer voice acting here. Everyone was firing on all cylinders, and everyone was excited to be doing this new project, and you can tell that by the time they get to Twin Snakes, since they're repeating the same lines they already did all over again, they're just bored. They are bored. Especially the actress who played Naomi. She sounds like they gave her that sleeping medicine. What do you call it? Somex or something like that? Somanex? Some sleeping medicine just made her bored out of her mind. She does not have any emotion in that whatsoever. There's good old Meryl going into the women's bathroom. So what we're going to do to safely explore the areas, I didn't want to do this, but we're going to have to shoot down these guys. So when that guy comes out of the bathroom, you see him right there. The other one goes in there. We're going to wait for him. We're going to wait for the other one. And we'll wait over here so that he does not see us, since they have the stupid limited cone view. So if they have that cone field of vision, we can safely go behind him and just kill him. Meryl has a larger field of vision, I think. So you want to wait for her to go in there. Now we're going to take out this guy while he's at the urinal. Sorry, my guy, but you've taken your last piss. Sorry, my dude. If this were Metal Gear Solid 2, we'd hide him in the locker, but there's no need here. And we only need to kill one because now we just have Meryl, and then we have the other soldier. And it's easy to distinguish them because of the wiggle hips that she does. It's called Otacon. 14112. I have that
Still
memorized.
haven't found Meryl? She's dressed like one of the terrorists, but that's just on the outside. The inside hasn't changed. Watch for the way she walks.
I like how Otacon's picture looks here. It looks more gruff than how he does in Metal Gear Solid 2. He obviously shaved there, but he does look like a gruff young guy here. You know, like an overworked technician. So there's Meryl and there's the other guy. So we're gonna go here. When one of them comes out to use the bathroom here, we're going to go in there and check out all the different rooms. It might seem comical that she's constantly going in and out of the women's restroom, but I think she's waiting for Snake, because she figures that's the only place he will be able to talk with her openly. You know, you can't do it out here unless you kill all the soldiers, and she'd rather not kill some of those soldiers, so got no choice. Now these guys, I think, just had a whole bunch of drinks. That's why they keep going on and on back to the bathroom. See, is she coming out or not? No. We got time, so we gotta... Let's go grab the cold medicine. Oh, we got a cardboard box. Let's listen to that. Let's listen to Natasha's or Nastasia's. Ah, we should have done the cardboard box when we first got to the building. We would have had a nice conversation from Meryl. Yeah, obviously she won't respond now. That sucks.
A cardboard box. A cardboard box usually consists of a thin pasteboard with a corrugated paper center. They are usually made of recycled paper. It was first invented in Europe over 100 years ago. It was originally used to absorb one's sweat when wearing hats. With the same amount of wood to make one wooden box, you can make 6 or 7 cardboard boxes. And since it's recyclable, it's highly economical. In addition, it's strong and easy to store. That's why it's widely used for packing. But to avoid damaging weapons and other delicate instruments when shipping them, they should be packed in stronger boxes like wood or something. Also, the crevices should be filled with styrofoam to prevent them from moving around. So, anyway, what's with the box?
Oh, nothing. No big deal.
Nastasia's not a soldier. She doesn't get it. I never knew that about the wearing the boxes in under your hats in Europe to absorb the sweat like that. That was the first time I had ever heard about that anywhere, much less in the game, and it completely blew my mind that like what was I, like 13 years old, 12 years old? That completely blew my mind that people would wear boxes underneath the hats, because you're used to thinking of these cardboard boxes as these big things where packages come in, and you don't really picture a small cardboard box underneath someone's hat. But apparently, I guess it's true. Kojima wouldn't have included it if it wasn't. So yeah, that completely blew my mind that people actually wore boxes under the hats in Europe when they were first invented. That was insane to me. The stuff you learn from a video game, folks. You learn stuff you never even imagined was possible. Oh, she's coming over here. Alright, we're free. Let's go. We cannot open that one just yet. Let's go over here and grab the stuff from in here. Thermos bullets. So the curious thing is, you're listening to that theme, you're hearing that humming music, and obviously that's supposed to be important, but it's interesting that it's meant to imply that the characters themselves are hearing it. It's not just you, it's actually playing in their heads for a very important reason. So there's Mera again. So we gotta wait a while before he can go out. I think there's some bullets or rations or something underneath that upper area to the right. We'll wait until the other guy has gone to the bathroom to surprise her. Yeah, we should have let's call the Colonel. We should have called Mera when we first got here. We would have gotten an interesting conversation with the box.
What have you got there? A cardboard box?
Yeah, remember that trick?
That's the snake I remember. Those poor fools won't know what hit them. A cardboard box, huh? Just like Zanzibar.
It saved my skin more than a few times in outer heaven, too.
Getting the maximum use out of ordinary on-hand objects is the first principle of survival. It's especially important in covert operations.
I haven't forgotten what you taught me.
And of course, this became the start of what would be a decades-long obsession and meme with the cardboard box that just got goofier and goofier as each subsequent game progressed. You know, by the time we get to Metal Gear Solid 3, it's a full-blown insane meme with that cardboard box, with even Sigan commenting on how insane it is. One thing that's interesting is they refer to Zanzibar here as just as Zanzibar, and then they call it Zanzibar Land in not the previous games, in the subsequent games. And some people said it sounded goofy. It made it seem like it was some type of theme park, some type of war theme park, but I think they did that purely to distinguish from the real Zanzibar that actually exists in real life. There's a country called Zanzibar. I don't remember where it is. I think it's in Africa, but this one is the fictional one was in Asia. And so I think they wanted to distinguish from the real life country, just in case any got any ideas to link them. You know, just in case. Is he gone? I think he is. Let's surprise her. So watch what happens when we do. You gotta get there quickly to the last stall. Damn, she changed quick. Look at that. Lightning fast. Like Barry Allen.
That's the second time I've been able to sneak up on the legendary Solid Snake.
You're Meryl? There's no way you could pass for a man for long.
What do you mean? Hey, men aren't allowed in here.
I had no idea you were so feminine.
This is no time to try and hit on me, Snake.
And there we go. Meryl in her underwear.
Besides, it's a waste of time. When I joined up, they gave me psychotherapy to destroy my interest in men.
Same smart mouth. You're Meryl, all right. Are you hurt?
Not yet. After all, I was disguised as a genome soldier.
So why'd you change? You'd be a lot better off dressed like one of them.
I got tired of disguising myself. The truth is, the uniform smelled like blood.
What's that mark?
Huh? Oh, this? It's a paint tattoo. It's not real. I was a fan of Foxhound way back, and guys like you and my uncle were in it. None of that gene therapy like there is today. You guys were real heroes.
There are no heroes in war. All the heroes I know are either dead or in prison. One or the other.
But Snake, you're a hero, aren't you?
I'm just a man who's good at what he does. Killing. There's no winning or losing for a mercenary. The only winners in war are the people.
That's right, and you fight for the people.
I've never fought for anyone but myself. I've got no purpose in life, no ultimate goal.
Come on.
It's only when I'm cheating death on the battlefield. The only time I feel truly alive.
Seeing other people die makes you feel alive, huh? You love war and don't want it to stop? Is it the same with all great soldiers throughout history?
Why didn't you contact me?
My codec was broken.
Is that all?
Shouldn't you just be happy we met up like this? How did you recognize me in disguise?
I never forget a lady.
So there's something you like about me, huh?
Yeah, you've got a great butt.
Oh, I see. First it's my eyes, now it's my butt. What's next?
On the battlefield, you never think about what's next.
So Snake, how are the negotiations going?
No progress.
So it's all up to you, huh?
Somebody's got to stop them from launching a nuclear missile.
There are two ways. Either we destroy Metal Gear, or...
We override the detonation code. You got the card keys from Baker?
Card keys? You mean this?
Where are the others? There should be 3 keys.
This is all I've got.
Where could the other 2 be?
I have no idea, but they must be somewhere. If we can't find them, we'll have no choice but to destroy Metal Gear.
Metal Gear is in an underground maintenance base to the north.
Take me too. I know this place better than you do.
You'll just slow me down. You don't have enough battle experience.
I won't slow you down, I promise.
And what if you do?
Then you can shoot me.
I don't like to waste bullets.
Got it. I'll be careful. You know, I don't use makeup the way other women do. I hardly ever look at myself in the mirror. I've always despised that kind of woman. I always dreamed of becoming a soldier. But I was wrong. It wasn't really my dream. My father, he was killed in action when I was younger.
You wanted to follow in your father's footsteps?
Not really. I thought that if I became a soldier, I could understand him better.
So are you a soldier yet?
I thought I was until today, but now I understand. The truth is, I was just afraid of looking at myself, afraid of having to make my own decisions in life. But I'm not gonna lie to myself anymore. It's time I took a long, hard look at myself. I want to know who I am, what I'm capable of. I want to know why I've lived the way I've lived until now. I want to know.
Take a good look. You won't get another chance for a while. You should wash your face, too, while you're at it.
Yeah.
This isn't a training exercise. Our lives are riding on this. There are no heroes or heroines. If you lose, you're worm food.
Yeah.
Is that FAMAS functional?
Unfortunately, it's out of ammo.
Where'd you get that Desert Eagle?
I found it in the armory. It's a .50 caliber Action Express. There was a SOCOM pistol too, but I chose this.
Huh. So I got a leftover, huh? Isn't that gun a little big for a girl?
Don't worry, I can handle it.
Come on, use my .45.
Listen, I've used a gun like this since I was 8 years old. I'm more comfortable with it than I am with a bra. If we're gonna go to the north, we'll have to go through the commander's room on this floor. The overland route is blocked by glaciers. The door to the commander's room is security level 5. This card will open it. It was inside the pocket of the uniform I was wearing.
Looks like he must have been guarding someplace important.
Okay, let's go. I know this place better than you. I'll be point man. Follow me.
Wow, that was a lot to take in. Some really heavy stuff. They did a neat little thing in the remake of this for GameCube. It was a neat thing where as they're leaving the bathroom, you can see Psycho Mantis' reflection appear in the mirror, and insinuating that he's spying on them the whole time. Look at that, you can see Snake's reflection here. No ray tracing needed. Today's games can't even do that. With all their fancy technology, they can't even show a reflection that the PS1 could, and the PS2. The PS2 used it masterfully for Silent Hill 3 in the mirror room. So that was a lot of really heavy talk about war from Snake. I have to disagree because there have been some actual genuine heroes in war over the years, and you don't have to do something major either to be a hero. You can be a hero just saving the life of your comrade or someone in your unit, or getting some necessary intel that saves the day. Like Snake's obviously very bitter, very jaded, very hardened compared to his predecessor, the previous Snake in Metal Gear Solid 3, back in the 60s. But I think he swung too hard the other way. Like, yes, most wars today fought are basically over nonsense. They're not really over righteous causes. It's all about oil and money and religious stupidity. But the thing is, there's still opportunities for people to actually be genuine heroes in a few conflicts. It's not, like he said, every hero he knows is either dead or in prison. Yeah, some people do die heroically, but others actually live even after saving their lives with a comrade or whatever. Like, you don't have to be some massive hero like out of a comic book or an action movie or something. Just saving the life of your fellow soldier can be heroic in and of itself. So I think the thing with Snake is because of his experiences with war, in particular with Big Boss and Outer Heaven, I think he swung too hard in the other way, like became too cynical, too jaded, and he kind of needed this experience at Shadow Moses to set him on the right path again. He became too ruthless. And Meryl was so young, so idealistic once. It's insane to realize what she became by the time of Metal Gear Solid 4. She also swung too hard in the other way herself. She just became a very cynical and jaded piece of work. to the point where even when Snake was telling her, "Listen, you don't know what you're talking about. The villain. I'm not gonna mention his name, but he's about to attack, and he's got a plan and all this stuff." She just refused to listen, even though Snake knew serious trouble was heading her way. That didn't matter how many troops the United States sent in that particular situation. The villain was gonna screw them over. But Meryl was so hardened and jaded and cynical by that time that she just saw it all. It's just a senile old man talking about stuff he no longer understands. She didn't really appreciate his experience by then, even though she should. Like, they both kind of swung in the other direction way too far. Like, you do have to be cynical and jaded about war and conflict and stuff like that, especially since politicians view soldiers as just the tools of government. Like the boss said in Metal Gear Solid 3, and like how Sokolov says, they're just the tools of politicians. The soldiers a political tool, nothing more. And you can tell just by taking one look at today's politicians, not to harp on it too much, but you can tell they don't regard soldiers as humans. They're just purely tools. And I think because of that stance, since it's similar in the Metal Gear world, Snake and Meryl, I think, swung way too hard to the opposite direction.
It's a good thing you hooked up with Meryl. You should have seen the Colonel. He doesn't like to let it show because he's the boss, but he was so happy he could barely contain himself.
I'm glad to hear that.
Talk to you later, Snake.
Colonel, your niece is fine.
Thank goodness.
We can't relax. Not yet.
I know. Snake,
She's quite a woman.
as commander of this operation, I can't ask you to watch after Meryl, but
Duty first?
maybe I was wrong. Sending my own flesh and blood to war.
She understands about duty.
I know she does.
But what I want to know is, what was the real purpose of this military exercise?
I don't know. Like I said, I'm nothing more than a middleman.
Is this transmission being monitored by the military?
Of course.
I get it. All the world's a stage and we're merely players, right?
Yes, but even players can influence the play.
I just hope we can prevent it from having a bad ending.
You found Meryl. Хорошо.
Yeah, so that's my little soapbox right there. I perfectly understand where he's coming from. Like, you don't have to be in a war yourself to realize how brutal and dehumanizing it is. But at the same time, the idea that absolutely nobody is heroic and every single person is a cold-blooded killer is simply not true. That's the PTSD talking for someone who swung too far in the other direction because of his horrible experiences. Especially when you realize in this game who Big Boss actually is, as Snake admits later on. You can understand why he took that.
You managed to link up with Meryl. Good. So now, you must have the card keys that will override the detonation code. You should hurry. The time limit is running out.
Yeah, you can understand why he took that view.
Thank God Meryl's okay. She's a tough one, all right. Although when you look at her, it's hard to imagine how tough.
It must be the walk.
Anyway, I'm glad she's okay.
I also got a key from her. I think I can use it to stop them from launching a nuke.
Get to Metal Gear's underground maintenance base. That's where the detonation code input system is.
Like I said, heroism doesn't have to be about large major things. It can be about small things as well.
You called, Snake?
Mei Ling, you said that you wanted to become a pilot. Did you take an aptitude test?
Well, I've got bad eyes. You probably didn't know it, but I'm wearing contact lenses.
So you failed your aptitude test, huh?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. We're not flying around in biplanes anymore, you know?
That's right. Today's pilots fly jets that go several times the speed of sound.
Exactly. At those speeds, the naked eye isn't that useful. You need sophisticated electronics to see what's really going on.
So, is that why you developed your radar system?
Yeah, I wanted to develop a radar system that would help soldiers make better, more informed decisions.
So your radar shows what's really going on, huh?
It depends on how you interpret it. Like beauty, truth is in the eye of the beholder.
You can say that again.
It's funny, I think it would be the opposite, right? Because the jets are so fast, you would need both your eyes and electronic equipment, so you still have to have pretty good eyesight so that you don't get surprised. And obviously you need pretty good eyesight to monitor all the electronic readings you're getting. So I think you would still need to have some pretty decent eyesight if you want to become a pilot. It's not just about seeing, you know, the actual plane like it was in the biplane days, like you said. It's also about reading the information that you're getting. And if you're not, you know, if your vision is pretty poor, it's going to be difficult to assess all those readings correctly. You need at least contacts or glasses or whatever, which will obviously be a deficiency for a pilot operating at that range. We can't contact Deep Throat. We heard from everybody. Okay, so now we can actually go. I have to admit, I do prefer Naked Snake over Solid Snake from Metal Gear Solid 3. I actually prefer that version of Snake. He's much more human than this one. I think he's an overall better character, even though Solid Snake is pretty badass. But I think the previous Snake is actually a lot more human and a lot more likable. He shows his emotions much more clearly, which definitely is a point in his favor.
That's strange. There's no guard.
What happened to the music?
I'll keep a lookout. Make sure you're ready, okay?
Yep, it's silent now. Somebody said once, and it's funny, that Meryl's hair looked like Ronald McDonald because of the primitive PS1 graphics. I don't quite agree, but I can see it too. Like, they made her hair way too huge to be hiding it just under that mask. They made it much more manageable in Twin Snakes, the remake. You can take pictures of her too. Yeah, that's a huge head of hair.
What?
Look at that.
What is it?
Funny thing is, if you keep looking at her like that, she'll blush like a schoolgirl and turn redder.
What are you staring at? Come on, Snake.
Yeah, it's a subtle effect, but you can see her turning redder as you go
Don't
on.
stare at me like that. What are you doing? We've got to get a move on.
So between Resident Evil 2 and this game, that was the first times I ever saw a Desert Eagle in a video game. And I just thought it was the coolest gun after Resident Evil 2. It doesn't look quite as cool here because of the graphics. It looks like a generic, just a generic black colored gun. But man, the Desert Eagle was something in Resident Evil 2. And then here, I wish we'd been able to pick one up here. But unfortunately, we cannot. So it's up to Meryl to use it. And as you'll see, she doesn't get very many opportunities to use that gun, which is a shame. I don't think we've ever used the Desert Eagle in Metal Gear Solid, right? I don't think even in 4 we picked one up. I think it's purely reserved for this game. Although I don't know why Snake would want to trade her, considering this one has a suppressor, so it's much more advantageous for him. I guess maybe he's just trusting that she's a good enough shot that she can benefit from the stealth aspect from this one, and since he's such a clearly an expert marksman, he can just use the Desert Eagle as is. But I'd still rather have the suppressor on the gun so that they don't hear the gunshots as loudly. Because the Desert Eagle may pack a punch, but it's also pretty damn loud, you know. It's loud in video games, and I'm sure it's pretty loud in real life as well. Let's see if there's anything we need to pick up from here. Nope. Picks out some bullets. Got 97. Is there anything in here? Got some FAMAS bullets. Diazepam. Oh hell yeah, let's go. Let's hear Nastasia's assessment of that one. It's been replaced by pentazamine in Metal Gear Solid 2. And I think they even replaced it with pentazamine and Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes.
A tranquilizer, yes. I heard that Sniper Wolf uses them to prevent her hands from quivering. Maybe you should try the same thing.
Yeah, so that's obviously a huge hint as to when you have a upcoming sniper boss fight to use the tranquilizer, and that'll help you aim steadily. Because it's pretty shaky without it. It's very shaky. Alright, so we do not have a level 6 card, so we cannot get the cold medicine so far, so this is all we can get. There's the music again.
My head. Oh, it hurts.
What's wrong?
Don't come here, Snake.
Are you okay? What happened?
I'm fine.
Okay. Let's go.
You can actually hear Mantis' voice in there through his mask.
Come on, Mr. Foxhound. The commander is waiting.
It sounds like she's muffled, and that's his mask. And if you look through the first person view, you actually see Snake through Mantis' eyes, which is pretty cool even today. Look at that.
Colonel, Meryl's acting kind of strange.
Maybe she's just feeling a little tired from all the stress.
Snake, do you hear something that sounds like a song?
Yeah, I do. I started hearing it a little way back. What could it be?
Hurry ahead, Snake. The underground base is to the north, isn't it?
So, Naomi has an idea of what's going on, but she doesn't say. I wonder if she's kind of hoping they run into trouble with Mantis.
People who have been through war and survived develop a kind of sixth sense to warn them of danger. Trust your instincts as a soldier, as a gamer.
You know, maybe she's hoping Snake runs into trouble intentionally with Psycho Mantis.
Meryl is acting kind of strange.
It could be the stress of battle. I have a friend who had Chechen syndrome. He became depressed 6 months after returning from Chechnya and took his own life. He was forced to fight people who spoke his own language, people with his own culture. He couldn't live with the guilt of it.
It sounds like PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. A lot of veterans returning from Vietnam suffered from that. In fact, many still do.
Yes, it is also similar to the Afghan syndrome. In Meryl's case, it is probably a much more short-term condition. Try to cheer her up. She'll come out of it.
So Snake's support team is not the brightest around.
Get to Metal Gear's underground maintenance base. That's where the detonation code input system is.
But again, it's interesting because I didn't notice that before the first time I played the game though. Yeah, Naomi does clearly have an idea of... She has a fairly good idea of what's going on, but she doesn't say. And I think that's intentional on her part. So this is how Mantis sees the world. Look at that, through that mask. It's just all green. And here comes some uncomfortable cutscenes right now. So look at that. So I don't know who those people are, but I do know in the GameCube version they're basically replaced, I think, by Kojima and either Miyamoto or some other Nintendo executive and another member of the team. I think Dennis Dyack. That freaking jackass replaces the paintings. I always found this uncomfortable when I first saw it as a teenager, and I still do.
How do you like
Because it comes out of nowhere.
What the?
Do you like me? Hold me, Snake.
What's wrong?
Oh, hurry, hurry. Make love to me. Snake, I want you.
Who's that?
You don't like girls?
Actually, he probably doesn't.
Snake, Meryl's not herself. Don't use your weapon.
It's Psycho Mantis. He's controlling Meryl. That tune is his mind control music.
Don't use your weapon. Try to knock her out.
So that's Mantis's little gimmick right there. That's kind of how he sees humanity. He's disgusted by sex and anything to do with love or emotions or romance or anything like that. So it's he's basically puppeteering her to kind of like a parody of how he views humanity. He's a very unusual and bitter guy. So it's actually pretty easy to take out Meryl. You can either use stun grenades if you don't want to harm her, you know, just in case, or you could just throw her on the floor. Although that doesn't harm her either. You don't want to punch her because that makes her health bar go down. I do think we got ripped off with Meryl because apparently the E3 trailer, it showed her and Snake just shooting a whole bunch of bullets and stuff, and it gave the impression that she was going to be a much more major part of the game than she actually is. You know, kind of a bit of a false advertisement there by Kojima earlier on.
Optic camouflage, huh? I hope that's not your only trick.
You doubt my power? Now, I will show you why I am the most powerful practitioner of psychokinesis and telepathy in the world. No, there's no need for words, Snake. I'm Psycho Mantis. That's right. This is no trick. It's true power. It's useless, I told you. I can read your every thought. Now, let me read your mind. No, perhaps I should say your past. You are a very methodical man. The type that always kicks his tires before he leaves. You are a highly skilled warrior, well suited to this stealth mission. You are extremely careful of traps. You are either very cautious, or you are a coward. Still don't believe me? Now I'll read more deeply into your soul. Your memory is completely clean. You have saved often. You are a prudent person. I can read you like an open book. You still don't believe me? I will show you my psychokinetic power.
Oh yeah, this bit right here.
Put your controller on the floor. Put it down as flat as you can. That's good. Now I will move your controller by the power of my will alone.
In the GameCube version, Snake actually gives you a little nod to do it, which is ghetto as hell.
What do you think now? Can you feel my power now?
Hey, it still vibrates.
The demonstration is over.
Yeah, so I had no idea what this Hideo was. I didn't even know Hideo was the creator of the game at that time. I completely ignored that since I skipped over the intro. Mantis also looks taller here than he does in the GameCube version. They kind of shortened him a little bit, which I think gave him a less intimidating presence. Also, his mask looked a little bit cartoony compared to this one. What a boss fight, right? So here's what happens if you don't if you don't do anything and try to fight him normally, you just can't hit him. Yep, this is useless. You technically can beat him that way. I think it takes a long ass time and you need kind of like the infinite ammo bandana to pull it off, but it is possible to hit him, but it's extremely hard. It is very difficult to target him accurately because he's reading your controllers, and I don't even remember if I actually did the switch the first time or if I just threw a whole bunch of Stinger missiles at him, since I was using Game Shark cheat codes for the game. So what you have to do is show you in a bit what you have to do for this version.
Psycho Mantis, former KGB psychic. He has powerful telepathic abilities. After the collapse of the Soviet Union, he came to America looking for a job. He worked with the FBI on several cases as a psychic profiler. 5 years ago, he was working on the case of a multiple serial murderer. He got too far into the killer's mind. As a result, he became just like the killer.
So he was sort of infected by this serial murderer's thoughts?
In any case, after that, he became a sort of psychic spy working for the highest bidder. Traveled all around the world. That's when he was recruited by Foxhound. He can read people's minds. He knows every move that you're going to make.
What should I do? I've got no chance of beating him.
There must be some way.
He's a master at controlling people, Snake. Don't let him manipulate you.
So knowing what we know about Mantis, I think that's an excuse. I think he was always that way since early childhood, and that killer thing, if it even happened, it just made him worse. I don't think that's quite the full reason why he became as twisted as he is. Besides the story that he'll tell in a little bit once we defeat him about his father, but I don't think that killer thing was either not true at all. It's just an exaggeration that he gave as an excuse for his actions.
Although they will not admit it, many countries have paranormal programs and use psychics in their special laws. Psychics range in power from those who can bend spoons to those who can cause natural disasters. But Psycho Mantis is one of the most powerful. Be careful.
I wonder what natural disaster she's talking about.
Please, Snake, you've got to save her.
It's true. Your enemy is a powerful telepath. But you've got more battle experience. You can do it, Snake.
You think Mantis ever fights by like wielding the rifles and stuff, using his telekinesis, just having them fire by themselves? Because you can take over enemy soldiers, but that's only gonna do so much, you know?
Please, Snake.
Alright, so now we gotta switch, so... God damn it, that's the wrong button. Here we go. You go to controller settings. Now connect this player 2. There we go. We should be in the clear now. Now he can't read your controller moves.
Not everything you see with your two eyes is real. Destroying his spirit is more important than destroying his body.
Don't let him read you. Be a blank slate, okay? Clear your mind.
Alright, here we go. If you have a sniper rifle with a cheat code, you can actually shoot him here right now. Or if you get like the level 5 card early. There you go. And the GameCube version kind of broke this boss battle because you had first person aiming, so along with a bunch of other ones, it kind of broke this one as well. Because then you can just stay on the floor and just aim at them using first person aiming and he could do nothing against you. God damn. Snake got clobbered by that painting. And there's your second warning too. Yeah, I skipped when I first played this very early on. I skipped the intro that explains it's a Hideo Kojima game. And so I was wondering, who's Hideo? It sounds like the Spanish word for noodle, fideo, but no, it's yeah, I just did not watch the intro cutscene. When I first played the game, I just skipped right through it. This used to farm us for a while. Oh, and I think on the GameCube version you can also destroy the statue bus right there to affect them. Let's see, does it work here? It does not. Yep, so he can't read your controller anymore since we switched controller ports. I thought the cutscene with him and Twin Snakes was so cool when they first introduced him in the trailer, and it made it seem like Snake was bursting into flames and stuff like that. But I get now why people think it was a bit corny. Especially since Snake realizes it's an illusion and he doesn't fall for it. I think they said the way Snake beats him in the novelization is Mantis doesn't even allow him to draw his gun. So he has him trapped in like this dream/nightmare vision. But the way he does it is they're like on this roller coaster going down, and I guess Snake just has enough willpower that he's able to break through it and just shoot Mantis anyway. Ooh, we're about to die. Gotta use a ration. There we go. Yeah, like since Mantis is telekinetic, he could just stop him from drawing his gun. Snake can't even get it out of the holster. So this is how you know something's up, because with these powers, Mantis could easily kill him if he really wanted to. So something other than the obvious is going on here, because he could easily just pick up Snake's gun or rifle and turn it against him and just kill him right there. Just have him blow his own head off. So, or he could lift like this heavy ass desk and just smash it down on Snake, and Snake won't be able to do anything against him. So that's how you can tell Mantis is kind of playing with him a bit. Like something other than the obvious is going on here, because this fight is way too easy for someone who has such intense psychic powers. Like he should be able to kill this guy with or without help in no time. Ooh, that one stung a bit.
You are powerful indeed, but I know you're weak.
Boy, this was a boss battle back in the day. This is awesome.
Stand right where he can see you and blow your brains
Very
out.
creative, revolutionary boss battle.
Stop! Meryl!
Snake, you know she's not gonna do it. You know she's not gonna stop by herself. He has her in control.
It cannot be! No!
It makes you wonder how they would work as a unit. Foxhound, like I guess Mantis could control the enemy soldiers, while the more traditional soldiers launched offensive. You know, Sniper Wolf for her sniping skills, Liquid Snake with his combat ability, Vulcan Raven with his gigantic ass gun. Like I guess Mantis would give him the edge, and then they would just completely take out the enemy and annihilate them. Because if the enemy can't move, or if they're all turning against each other, they've got no way to fight back against Foxhound. And we know Ocelot is deadly, obviously. He was deadly even since he was young. Like by the time he gets to the end of Metal Gear Solid 3, he's halfway to becoming the Ocelot we all know with his incredible gunfighter skills. Oh, come on. This is a bit tricky though. You gotta use his mask vision to determine where he is. I do like that he throws those force projectiles. God damn it, he got him again. Come on, Snake. Ooh. So now he's getting frustrated. Alright, let's finish him off. Too bad Snake can't aim while crawling down on the floor on this one, right? Alright, he's finished. Look at that, I just sent him flying over the desk.
Colonel, your niece is going to be okay.
Thanks, Snake. I owe you one.
Now that Mantis is beaten, Meryl's brainwashing should wear off, right, Naomi?
Yes. But why did you go so far out of your way to save her? For Campbell's sake, or maybe it's because you like her?
I don't want to see any woman die right in front of me.
Oh, really? Since when did anybody's death bother you so much?
Naomi, it's true that Snake has killed a lot of people, but that doesn't mean he doesn't have a heart.
It's okay, Colonel. She's right.
Naomi, you're such a bitch, man.
You used the other... I wasn't able to read the future.
A strong man doesn't need to read the future. He makes his own.
Perhaps so, but I will read your future. To get to Metal Gear's underground maintenance base, you have to go through that hidden door. There's a hidden door behind the bookcase. The overland route. It's blocked by frozen glaciers. Go past the communication towers. And use the tower's walkway.
Why are you telling me this?
I can read people's minds. In my lifetime, I have read the pasts, presents, and futures of thousands upon thousands of men and women.
Oh, gross.
And each mind that I peered into was stuffed with the same single object of obsession. That selfish and atavistic desire to pass on one's seed. It was enough to make me sick. Every living thing on this planet exists to mindlessly pass on their DNA. We're designed that way. And that's why there is war. But you are different. You're the same as us. We have no past, no future. We live in the moment. That's our only purpose. Humans weren't designed to bring each other happiness. From the moment we're thrown into this world, we're fated to bring each other nothing but pain and misery. The first person whose mind I dove into was my father's. I saw nothing but disgust and hatred for me in his heart. My mother died in childbirth, and he despised me for it. I thought my father was going to kill me. That's when my future disappeared. I lost my past as well. When I came to, the village was engulfed in flames.
Are you saying that you burned your village down to bury your past?
I see that you have suffered the same trauma. We are truly the same, you and I. The world is a more interesting place with people like you in it. I never agreed with the boss's revolution. His dreams of world conquest do not interest me. I just wanted an excuse to kill as many people as I could.
You monster.
Let him talk. He doesn't have much time left.
I've seen through evil. You, Snake, you're just like the boss. No, you're worse. Compared to you, I'm not so bad. I read her mind as well.
Meryl's?
I saw you there. You have a large place in her heart.
A large place?
Yes, a large place. But I do not know if your futures lie together. I have a last request.
What is it?
My mask. Put it back on.
Okay.
Like this, other people's thoughts force their way into my mind. Before I die, I want to be by myself. I want to be left alone in my own world. I'll open the door for you. If you want to find your future, go through that door. This is the first time I've ever used my power to help someone. It's strange. It feels kind of nice.
Let's go, Meryl.
I'm sorry.
Meryl?
How could I let Mantis control my mind like that?
If you're gonna doubt yourself, I'll leave you here.
You're right.
Never doubt yourself. Just let it make you stronger. Learn something from it.
You're right. I'm sorry. I won't do it again. Snake, can I ask you something?
What?
About what Mantis said. I was just wondering.
What? What's the problem now?
Oh, no, nothing. So, tell me, Snake. What's your name? Your real name?
A name means nothing on the battlefield.
How old are you?
Old enough to know what death looks like.
Any family?
No, but I was raised by many people.
Is there anyone you like?
I've never been interested in anyone else's life.
So you are all alone. Just like Mantis said.
Other people just complicate my life. I don't like to get involved.
You're a sad, lonely man.
Come on, let's go.
I think Snake's feeling a little bit vulnerable at being exposed like that. Versus Psycho Mantis. Alright, here we go. Let's reconnect everything properly. There you have it. I think the graphics being so primitive kind of undersold the reveal of his face a little bit, because when I was younger, because I hadn't seen the action figure, I didn't know what was so hideous about his face, besides that he had a scar on his forehead, because you just couldn't tell anything. There was no detail on it whatsoever, just some squiggly lines. So I just assumed he looked like everyone else. It wasn't until I saw drawings of him and then later the GameCube version that I realized how he actually looked that way, like a monster. And I still don't understand the surgery he had performed on his head from that scar. They said they inserted something called the parasite in him to control his psychic abilities better, but I still don't understand that part of the story. I guess I have to look up some lore on Psycho Mantis later on. I also like that they, for one thing, I like his voice better here. I think I should prefer his voice here. It sounds a bit too gravelly in the GameCube version, like they try to make it sound intentionally monstrous. Here he just sounds like a guy, which actually benefits his character if he's not that different from everyone else. But also, I like the way they have the line here where it says it's kind of nice. It feels kind of nice after helping someone, because he said it's the first time he's ever used it, which I don't really think that's true, because obviously he worked for the FBI helping them out catching killers, but at the same time, in the GameCube version he says such a nostalgic feeling, but if it's the first time he ever used it to help people, then it wouldn't be nostalgia at all, because he's never actually experienced that before. So I always thought that line sounded kind of sloppy. I don't know if it's more accurately translated to the GameCube version than the PS1 version, but it just sounded kind of off considering what he said.
Psycho Mantis. What a pathetic man. He was born with all the right tools, but he never knew how to use them.
Yep, he had a bunch of advantages other people didn't. Those psychic gifts, his intelligence, you know, his ability to pretty much see through people, and he just did nothing with it but espionage and killing. Like, I guess he might have helped out some people at the FBI on some occasions, but overall he kind of just dedicated himself to causing destruction.
The tongues of dying men enforce attention, like deep harmony. Snake, people don't normally lie with their dying breath. I think he was telling the truth. Maybe you should believe him.
Yeah, that's true. They usually tell the truth. Unless it's something critical that they have to keep hidden.
Please, Snake, don't give up.
It's funny how people complained about this when this game was first released and before Metal Gear Solid 2. People complain, oh, there's so much exposition from the boss characters. There's so much sob story to make you feel for them or care for them, and there's too much story being dropped in these cutscenes. These cutscenes are so long, and it's like, I took a look at the timer from the time Mantis started speaking to when he finally shut up for good. It's been 5 minutes. It's like, you can't even handle 5 minutes of exposition on someone's backstory to understand no motivations. It's 5 freaking minutes. Like, goddamn. Short attention spans, even back then in 1998. Like, seriously, some people made it seem like he went on talking for like 15 or 20 minutes. Like, I watched the counter here on the laptop while he was talking. It's like, dude, it was 5 minutes. That's what you were complaining about all these years ago, a 5-minute cutscene. Like, how pathetic is that? Like, people are so freaking bad at paying attention that they need everything to be spelled out for them in like 2 minutes flat, or else they think it's way too long. It's like, the dude spoke for 5 minutes, you know? If you want to see someone really stretching out their death scene, look at Trinity in The Matrix, how she speaks for like 20 minutes straight. That's an exaggeration. But even then, not really, because in real life, people sometimes take a long time to die, so they might very well talk for like 15, 20, even 30 minutes straight before they actually expire. So there was nothing unusual about this at all. Kojima was trying to tell a story, he got his point across, and like I said, it actually gave you some insight into who Mantis is that you wouldn't otherwise have, compared to Metal Gear Solid 2, where he listened to the people, cut out the quote-unquote sob stories, and then basically you just have no idea who Vamp is outside of what Snake and other people on the comms tell you. You have no idea who Fat Man is other than what Stillman tells you, you know, and you don't know these guys, you know, intimately in terms of the character at all. they're just only fortune tells her a bit. Tells us a bit about what she's been through, but it's like people just gotta complain and ruin a good thing. It's like in Tomb Raider Legend, where most people love the comm system because you could actually talk to people over the radio. You weren't just there by yourself in those huge tombs. People loved that. But then IGN, I think it was either IGN or GameSpot, one of those sites, had one reviewer complain, "Oh, this feels tedious. Like, I don't want to hear any people talking to Lara while she's inside in those caves. I want to make it feel like she's alone and in these expansive environments. I want to make it feel like you're isolated." And so they took that out for Tomb Raider Underworld purely to satisfy those reviewers, and that thing sucked. It sucked, going from like that fun, snappy codec type system in Legends to going to just complete and utter silence in Underworld. And they do give a good reason for it, but even then, like, it fell flat. One of several flaws that then they kind of doomed the reboot trilogy, the first reboot trilogy. And it all happened because two morons at either IGN or GameSpot failed to understand how appealing that was for everyone else. Everyone else loved it, they hated it, and of course, Crystal Dynamics catered exclusively to the guys who hated it, even though it was all two of them, or maybe even just one guy. So, yeah, people always gotta ruin and complain and ruin a good thing for everyone else. That's the way it works.
Could there be wolves in there?
Wolf dogs. Half wolf, half husky.
How do you know so much?
I ride dog sleds. I'm a musher.
I'll take point. Snake, you follow me.
See, he does care about other things besides himself. He takes care of his dogs. You gotta be humane to do that. And not treat them like dirt. Also, funny thing what Nastasha said about the psychic programs, how they have programs for psychic soldiers. That actually happened in real life, that they were trying to use ESP and stuff in, obviously, in the CIA and intelligence agency during the Cold War. Who knows if they had any useful results from it. But what I find interesting is that regardless of whether it was flawed or, you know, misguided or whatever, like, the different avenues of research for each organization, like the CIA tried to use psychic powers for remote viewing, you know, to spy on enemy installations and do that type of thing. The KGB actually tried to use psychic power to stop soldiers' hearts in the battlefield. They had like this supposedly acclaimed psychic who they had her in a lab trying to stop the hearts of frogs and other small creatures. So that just shows you the big divide between the two intelligence agencies. Yes, they were both equally bad in some ways, but in other ways, like, there was a huge leap, you know, from the CIA just trying to spy on people compared to the KGB who wanted to use psychic to literally stop people's hearts on the battlefield. One is taking it way more extreme than the other, and that just illustrates kind of like the difference in thinking there. It's like that when they approached the psychic research, it was like the CIA said, "Oh, we're going to use this to spy on long distance places and things," and then the KGB just said straight up, "You know what, we're going to use it to kill as many people as possible with our psychic abilities." So that shows a huge difference there in the line of thinking, you know. One is vastly more destructive than the other, whether people want to admit it or not, you know.
Snake, your solar ton radar.
I know. I can't use it in a narrow space like this, right?
Right. I'm sorry.
No reason to apologize. Even the greatest masterpiece has its flaws.
You know, when you're thinking of, oh, how should we use psychic powers if they turn out to be real? Oh, we could read people's minds, or we could spy on faraway bases. No. You know, well, let's use it to physically kill as many people as possible on the battlefield. That was the way the KGB thought. Bunch of really twisted bastards. And that's where a certain world leader comes from today, who's still causing trouble for the world. So that shows you exactly what the KGB were like in those days. Completely and utterly ruthless. I remember people hated
In China, they say, rashness brings success to few, misfortune to many. Snake, go forward when it's safe, but retreat when there's danger. You'll just have to play it by ear depending on the circumstances.
Yeah, people hated the Indiana Jones 4 movie in some circles for not just that, but that was one part of why they hated it. Oh, the presentation of the KGB is complete other, you know, cartoon villains, like stock villains. And I forgot what Kate Blanchett's name was. What was her name? Irina Spalko, something like that. But oh, they hated Colonel or Commander Spalko, whatever her name is. Because she was so one-dimensional, and it's like that's what they were. You know, like these people did not have complicated motives. The KGB's goals were pretty much two. One, to keep Russia in line, and then the second one to find new ways of getting the upper hand on countries that were enemies of Russia. And the way to get an upper hand on them was to kill as many of them as possible. Like that's what they were. Like you can't try to make certain people into overly complicated villains. Like the whole, oh, every villain has to have a backstory nowadays. You know, nobody can be just purely evil. Every villain has to have a backstory. Every person has to have some tragic reason or some misunderstanding or some greater insight into humanity. It's like, no, some people are just evil, period. And some people in the intelligence agencies back then were just plain evil. Some people in the intelligence agencies today are just plain evil. Like you can't really, I know that might not be what you want to hear, but it's the truth. You know, like sometimes people are exactly what they appear to be. And I have no doubt that there were at least one or two or maybe more KGB agents back in the days of the Cold War who really were that psychotic, the way Spielberg chose to present his version of a Russian villain. Like there were some people who really were that psychotic and power hungry and obsessed with killing others and in the name of modern Russian. That's the way it was. Like we know there were a lot of evil people in the CIA, because we know they experimented on that whole thing with Project MK Ultra, which they then tried to deny. So you gotta get through here quickly.
Be careful. Wolves have the advantage in the dark. Not only can they see better, but they have a keen sense of smell as well. You'd better use your night vision goggles.
And you know how we know that they were actually evil? Because when the judge finally ruled against them and told them, no, you have to release all the information about your project because you've been screwing over thousands of people with the LSD, you know, dosing people with LSD without them knowing. So they went and literally burned the files at their headquarters before the judge's injunction could be granted, basically to prevent people from learning the full truth of who had been involved in that experiment and who had been victimized. Because I believe there was a famous, I don't know if he was like a famous senator or businessman or whatever, who had like an episode at a party and then ended up throwing himself out of a window and committing suicide. And then it turns out later they found LSD in his system, but he was not an LSD user. And who were the people surrounding him at the last party he went to? CIA agents secretly experimented with LSD and putting it in people's drinks. So like they basically killed them and then burned the files to prevent anyone from having concrete proof that they killed them. So yeah, those people were ruthless as fuck, you know. They were ruthless as fuck. And they were doubly ruthless in the KGB.
Snake, don't kill the dogs, please.
What are you talking about? If I don't kill them, they'll kill me.
But those dogs are just innocent animals.
If they were guilty, it'd be okay.
But you keep dogs, don't you?
So what? This is war. My private hobbies have got nothing to do with it.
I just find it funny that there were even some people, like the very small communist groups that are left in certain, I don't think the US, but in certain other countries, are complaining about how bad the Indiana Jones 4 movie made them look. Oh, they're making us look like stock cartoon villains. And it's like, dude, did you even read about any of the so-called research done during the Cold War? That's what they were. That's what a lot of people on both sides were. They were just stock cartoon villains, pretty much. So we can actually use the stun grenade, I think, to knock out the dogs. There we go. God damn it. Freaking dogs. God damn it. Come on. Snake, get up, you fool. Snake, what are you doing? Where's the frickin'... Where's the freaking, God damn, come on. Shit. Is it over here? Yeah, I might just reset this because that's taking way too much damage. But I don't want to actually kill the dogs. Yeah, we're gonna reset this because it took way too much damage there, and we already saved, so. We'll just reset it, no problem. There we go, we're at the cave. I just don't want to shoot the dogs. And honestly, remember one thing, the KGB was so feared that when that whole Dyatlov incident, Dyatlov Pass incident happened with the hikers in the mountains, one of the leading theories was in fact that the KGB or some other intelligence or military group was conducting an experiment and accidentally killed those people. Because everybody knew that's the type of stuff they did. So it would have been no surprise if it turned out they actually were responsible for all those people's deaths. But it's like people want an explanation, a complex explanation for every single villain nowadays. Everyone has to have a backstory. Everyone has to have an origin story, and we gotta have some complicated reason why they are the way they are. No, sometimes people are just bad. You can become bad, like Magneto, through bad circumstances, but other people are just born bad, for lack of a better term. There we go. Especially when you're dealing with military themed enemies, there are some people where they do get into the military solely to pick up skills to harm others. Like they have no noble interest or noble intentions or anything like that. They are there purely just to learn how to use weapons. So this is a trick to getting around these dogs. You can use a cardboard box, or you can use something else. There we go. But you'll get an item later on that you can use. There we go. Got through it unscathed. More or less. Oh, we knocked her out? The hell?
Snake, what's wrong? I thought you were good with dogs.
Look at them all happy now. Pretending like they weren't just beating the hell out of us or trying to kill us. That's one thing. I do like villains like Palpatine or Apocalypse where they're just evil purely for the sake of power, because we have a hell of a lot of people like that who actually exist in real life. They may not have superpowers, but their attitude is the same. They only care about power and wealth and ruling over everyone. And so what's so unrealistic about that? Not everyone has some tragic, complicated backstory that drives them to do villainous actions. Some people are just power hungry, period. And if you really want to be realistic in movies, you have to refer to that at least a couple times. You know, you have to acknowledge that some people really do care nothing about power, and besides power and wealth, that's all they want. Not every villain is going to have some complicated backstory that takes 15 or 25 minutes to tell. Some people are just power hungry, period. Alright, we're at the communication tower.
This place is mine. I'll take point again. Stay back, okay?
But the radar isn't working. And since we can't use the mine detector either...
Leave it to me. So, what do you think? Pretty good, huh?
How did you know where the mines were?
It sounds weird, but when Mantis dove into my mind, I was able to see where the mines were placed. Are you impressed?
Well, a little bit.
Only a little?
Hey, it takes a lot to impress Snake. So obviously you're supposed to follow that path, but we got something better. We got freaking thermal goggles that let us see where the mines actually are. We don't need to refer to any old mine detector or even follow Meryl's path. We got them right here. How do you pick up mines in real life and disarm them? Because like you can't touch them or they'll explode. So it's not like Snake here where he just picks them up. Obviously there's a certain procedure to be followed, but how do you disarm mines like that without just shooting them? Like how can you safely pick up a mine like that without getting your arm or your head or multiple parts of your body blown off? I've never really understood that. How they do it besides just shooting them. Boy, that's an ominous tower. It would be unfortunate if something terrible happened here in a couple moments.
It looks like Meryl's okay. Thanks, Snake. Snake, there's no time left. You've got to hurry up and get to the underground base.
Yeah, what do you have to say, Naomi? You bum.
Snake, Metal Gear is in an underground base to the north. Hurry!
You need to make snap decisions. In war, the difference between living and dying is counted in milliseconds.
Alright, here we go.
Meryl,
What is it?
Meryl, get down! Meryl!
When I first saw that, as a very younger person, I thought she shot her in the crotch, and I was wondering how the hell she recovered from an injury that serious and that mutilating. But no, it's her thigh. It just made it seem like the laser went straight down the center. You know what I mean? I was wondering how did she not die from that instantly? But no, it was her thigh that she shot.
Run!
Meryl!
I guess I am a rookie after all.
Don't worry, Meryl. It's me they want.
Even I know that. It's the oldest trick in the book. The sniper's using me for bait to lure you out.
Damn.
Shoot me, Snake.
No!
My gun. I can't reach it by myself.
Don't move!
I promised. I wouldn't slow you down. I can still help. I want to help you.
Quiet down. Save your strength.
I was a fool. I wanted to be a soldier. But war is ugly. There's nothing glamorous about it. Snake, please save yourself. Go on living and don't give up on people. Don't forget me. Now get out of here.
Meryl! Damn. Snake, it's a trap. The sniper's trick to lure you out. The sniper's waiting for you to go and help Meryl, so he can pick you off. Don't do it.
Must be Sniper Wolf, Foxhound's best shooter.
Snipers usually work in pairs, but this one's alone, huh?
I know her. She can wait for hours, days, or weeks. It doesn't matter to her. She's just watching and waiting for you to expose yourself.
Maybe so, but Meryl can't hold out that long.
Snake, can you see Wolf from where you are?
There's nowhere to hide between here and the tower. She must be on the second floor of the tower.
If Wolf is in the communications tower, she can see you perfectly. It's the classic sniper's position. At that distance, you won't be able to hit her with a standard weapon either. You'll need a sniper rifle.
Colonel, take it easy. I'm gonna save Meryl, no matter what it takes.
Okay. Thanks.
What's wrong, Naomi?
Nothing. I'm just surprised you're willing to sacrifice yourself. You got the genes of a soldier, not a savior.
You trying to say that I'm only interested in saving my own skin?
I wouldn't go that far, but
I don't know what the hell my genes look like, and I don't care. I operate on instinct.
like an animal?
I'm going to save Meryl. I don't need an excuse.
Okay.
And I'm not doing it for someone else either. I'm gonna save Meryl for myself. Colonel, don't worry.
Snake, thanks.
I understand. I'm sorry.
Naomi's such a hater, isn't she? She's the ultimate hater.
She'll die if you leave her like that. Aren't you going to save her?
She's just bait. It's me they want. If I step out there, I'm gonna get picked off, and who's gonna save Meryl then? I'm hoping that as long as I don't fall for it, they'll leave Meryl alive.
So you're just going to leave Meryl there? She's hurt.
I know what I'm doing. Meryl understands too.
That's horrible.
You're right, it is horrible, but that's war, and the first rule of war is to stay alive. Otacon, have you ever seen a sniper rifle anywhere on this base?
A sniper rifle?
Meryl's been shot by an extremely good sniper.
Sniper?
A high-quality sniper rifle is the only way I can fight back.
I saw a PSG-1 in the armory in the second-floor basement of the tank hangar.
The second-floor basement of the tank hangar? I have to go all the way back there?
Well, yeah.
What's wrong with you, Otacon?
Nothing.
Well, you heard Otacon. We have to go all the way back to the second floor basement of the storage building. Because he won't bring it to us. Obviously, there's something there going on that we didn't know about. We're gonna pass this section with the wolves just so we can skip it next time so we don't have to do it all over again. I should kill the wolf dogs here, but I'm not going to. Might give him a stun grenade though. Alright, so I think this is a good stopping point. We're gonna stop here for now. I'm gonna save again.
What's up, Snake?
Because I think it's gonna take a while to go back to the tank storage building and the second floor and get the sniper rifle there and then come back all the way and do the boss fight with Sniper Wolf and then go on to the next section. It's going to take quite a bit, so I'd rather just cut it short here and then next time we can pick up on where we left off.
The Chinese say it is the strong swimmer who most often drowns. It is because the strong swimmer overestimates his abilities and underestimates the strength of the river. You are probably quite used to the mission now, but don't get careless.
Yep, that sounds like it will hold some weight, definitely. Yeah, I wanted to have 2 boss fights in this video, one with Psycho Mantis and one with Sniper Wolf, but I forget just how long it takes you to go back to the tank storage building and the second floor and then get the sniper rifle from there and then go all the way back here to go do the boss fight and then carry out that boss fight for like 5 minutes and then go all the way to the tower in the next section of the game. It just takes a lot, so I'd rather just cut it short here. I think it's more fitting for Psycho Mantis to have his own video by himself since he's such a legendary boss in gaming. And then next time when we come back we can pick up where we left off and go save Meryl and then fight Sniper Wolf and continue on from the game from there. But yeah, that's it for now. This game is still great fun to play. Obviously it's a bit rough around the edges. It's a PS1 game after all, so it's not going to be anywhere near as refined or polished as Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3 are in some ways, but it definitely it's still quite a wordy game. You know, you can see why it's still a legendary game. The voice acting holds up pretty damn well. Some people say it's too anime, whatever the hell that is. Sounds perfectly fine to me, you know. It still holds up pretty damn well, in my opinion. Probably one of the best voice acting performances ever from a cast in a video game, especially at this time for sure. They were definitely among the best. The only other ones I can think of at this time in 1998 that even rivaled them were the Soul Reaper guys, and I'd actually probably put them in number 2 because they were still growing used to their characters, whereas here everyone was pretty much pitch perfect right off the bat. Like there's not a single bad performance anywhere to be found in the game, period. So they were definitely 1 and 2 in terms of voice acting at the time, Metal Gear Solid and Soul Reaper 1. And I think both of them are still pretty highly rated, even by today's standards. So yeah, this game is fun to go back to, but I really do want to play 2 because 2 is much more fun to play with all the additional tools they give you there, and then 3 is just the perfection of the formula in terms of the gameplay. Like, some of the villains are not as strong as the villains here, but overall the story is pretty damn good and the gameplay is phenomenal. It's magnificent in Metal Gear Solid 3, so I definitely want to play that after seeing somebody else do a playthrough of Delta. But like I said, we will pick this up next time, so that's it for now. Thank you for watching, and I will see you again next time on Metal Gear Solid 1 on the PS5. See you later, everyone.